Hello, and welcome to We Live for Saturday, your favorite college football podcast. I'm your co-host, Mike. With me, as always, is your other co-host, John. John, how you doing today?
Doing okay. Finally on the mend, I think, from this cold. And it seems like you caught it somehow.
I think I caught it through this computer from you.
I did. I was blowing my nose a lot, man.
Because when we did our last pod,
yeah,
you were sick, and now I am sick and like really congested. I don't have COVID and I don't have the flu because I took tests for those, so that's good. Yeah. But yeah, I think I've got a nasty cold.
Yeah, it's been going around. I know other people that have just been talking
about it. And it's like, the thing that sucks about being an adult is you can't just be like, all right, I'm sick, I need to stay home until I'm better. It's like, no, you kind of have to grind anyway.
Got stuff to do, man. Adulting. Yeah.
It's really rough.
But yeah, other than that, man, is what
so
it is.
If you're listening out there and you're still in college, don't ever graduate. You stay there. You stay right there.
Yeah, watch Van Wilder and take some notes. Like, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
I wish I would have done that. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, man. Otherwise, looking forward to getting into these games and talking about what's coming up here this weekend.
Yeah, we get a break from the heat wave today.
Yeah, a little bit.
The heat has not been cool. It's been pretty angering, actually.
Yeah. Now it's back in the 70s. Hopefully it doesn't touch 85 from here on out. If it gets I mean, honestly, I just would rather it not even get.
Honestly, anything over 75 or anything 75 or over at this point is annoying me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready for it to be so much cooler than that.
Yep. And like the leaves are changing, and so it's also like it's just like, let's get with it now. Come on.
Yeah, come on, fall. Come on, Mother Nature. Like, we want fall. We're ready.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So cool.
All right. Should we preview these games?
Yeah, let's do it. And before that, as always, if you want to find We Live for Saturday, find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podcast Addict. You can find us on Twitter at We Live for B1GSat. You can find Mike here at Alibaba26. You can find me, John, at Norwegian Gopher. And you can email us, We Live for Saturday, b1g@gmail.com. Please like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, especially here on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it.
John, there are 2 non-conference games this week, but we have essentially reached conference play.
Yes, essentially.
We got several teams on a bye, including the Buckeyes and our Gophers.
Mm-hmm.
And Penn State and, some other teams. So a lot of buys, a lot of teams that are trying to take stock of where they are through a few weeks of the season. There have been some ups, been some downs. Now you got to figure out how to make your team better because you're going to get into Big Ten play, and Big Ten play is a gauntlet. Mm-hmm. You don't get any weeks off unless UCLA is on the schedule for you this year. But other than that, you don't get any weeks off. Everybody else, even Purdue and Northwestern, they're competitive now.
Yep.
Northwestern made it hard for Oregon to score for like a while
in
that game. It was not a blowout until, close to half.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think the bottom of the league, besides UCLA, is up this year from where it was maybe last year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I get really pissed off when people are like, well, the Big Ten's better, but the SEC's deeper. And I was like, show me that on the field. Show it to me on the field.
They never did.
Again, last year in the postseason, the Big Ten dominated.
Yeah.
And like, out of conference, I think the SEC has the best out of conference schedule so far, if you care about that, versus power conference teams. So, like, I guess that's a good start for the SEC, but I don't think that proves they're better at this point. No. For the SEC to prove they're better than the Big Ten depth-wise, I need to see them in bowl season beat the Big Ten teams.
Well, and also just, and I know that's going to change finally, but like they're going to keep claiming that with that, that automatic win in late November. So that's just the way it's going to be. So they'll have a better record than some of the Big Ten teams, maybe. But even though that wasn't the case last year, but that's what they're going to claim, and that's what the national media is going to go with because they're lazy. So
yeah,
yep. But yeah, man,
it is what it is.
But there's some good games this weekend.
Great games this weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, this is definitely the best week of the year so far, games wise.
Yep.
Which conference? The first week of conference play in earnest usually is.
Mm-hmm.
Should we start on Friday and go through them chronologically?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. First up, we have the Iowa Hawkeyes sitting there at 2-1, going to Piscataway to take on the 3-0 Rutgers Scarlet Knights. This is a 7 p.m. game on Fox. The line is Iowa by 2.5. Rutgers is kind of a bizarro team this year. Usually
Yeah.
Rutgers is a team that can run the ball a little bit, that can play great defense, can't throw it.
Mm-hmm.
This year, they're a team that the running game is iffy.
Yeah.
Passing game is great.
Yep.
And the defense is bad.
Yep.
So far. They could improve, but so far the defense has been pretty bad. But if Rutgers is going to score 30 points plus points every game, then I'm not sure how much that matters. But again, in Big Ten play, I don't know if Rutgers offense is going to be as prolific as it was, in that out of conference slate.
Yeah, against Norfolk State. Yeah. I think it's definitely, this is going to be a much bigger test for both teams. I do. It's really interesting because like obviously like we talked about, and we don't have a lot of faith right now. And again, yes, that can change. That Rutgers defense can really stop a legitimate team. And Iowa, even though they're not by any means prolific on offense, they're going to run the ball and they'll find some success on the ground. Maybe Gronowski can turn a corner after last week, even though they were playing UMass. I'm not expecting any fireworks, but if they can be, just be even average at through the air, I think they could make something happen. Because I don't trust this Rob Smith defense.
No.
So, but on the other hand, Iowa's defense, even though it is definitely stout, it's still good. We've talked about last year, and I said it again this year, that I just think that this secondary on Iowa, especially at the corners, like you've talked about, our friend of the pod, Scooby's talked about, Athan could beat these corners. This down the field, this passing game could take advantage over Iowa. And so it's going to be a back and forth game. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. No. I think that, it's really going to depend on who shows up. Can Iowa's offense show up, or can Rutgers defense show up? Because we know that Iowa's defense is going to be stout, and we know that Rutgers offense is going to be, at least through the air, going to be good. And I do think Raymond is a good running back.
He's a good running back. They got to block for him.
Yeah, they got to do better job at blocking. But through the air, man, Athan looks fantastic, and Ian Strong and DT Sheffield look fantastic. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of back and forth, in my opinion, with this game. Could be really interesting.
My head says Rutgers.
Yeah.
It's at home. This is Friday night, by the way. I forgot to mention that. This is Friday, September 19th. So this is the one Friday game this week. I want to pick Rutgers. It's in Piscataway. They have the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa does not have the offense. But historically, this is a game Iowa wins.
Yeah.
Because they show up and they'd say, hey, we're going to be better than you on the offensive line and the defensive line. We're going to be better than you.
Yep.
And they run the ball right up your rear end, and they force a couple turnovers on defense, and you lose 23-13, wondering what happened.
Well, and they have Caden Weegan, man. I mean,
returning punts. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't kick to him.
No.
You should kick it out of bounds.
Every time.
Yep. You can't be kicking to guys like that.
No.
Like, that is a mistake. And you can't make that mistake in Big Ten play. Don't give him, especially because Iowa's offense isn't that good. If you give up a couple yards on the punt to make sure it doesn't get returned, I think that's worth it to you.
Yep.
It's kind of put up or shut up time for Mark Gronowski.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Rutgers is maybe the worst defense he'll play all year.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can't get it done against Rutgers, if he can't show up and make it happen against Rutgers, what's going to happen against Indiana and Penn State and Minnesota and Oregon and USC?
Yeah.
What's going to happen against all those teams? Throw in Nebraska. What is going to happen against those teams if you can't throw the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, like we said, Caleb Johnson not walking through that door. You could last year, you didn't need to be able to throw the ball because you had a running back who was just better than everybody else and a great offensive line. You still have a really good offensive line, but your backs are good, but they're not transcendent.
Yep.
So, to me, this is going to come down to, can the Hawkeyes force turnovers and get pressure on Athan?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you let Athan sit back there, and the Hawkeyes often don't want to attack, they don't want to blitz a ton. They want to play zone. They want to keep everything in front of them. They want to make you drive the whole field.
Yep.
But Athan wants to take YOLO shots.
Yep.
Which means you need a pass rush so that Athan can't sit back there for 3 or 4 seconds and then uncork it 40 yards. And then you got a one-on-one battle, and you got to hope your DB wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't let him get to that point. You have to. I think, man, if I'm playing against Rutgers, I'm just blitzing them all the time.
Well, yeah,
I don't trust Athan against the blitz, and I don't think they have. I'm blitzing them, and I'm telling my DBs not to get beat deep. And like, if we give up some stuff over the middle, okay, fine.
Yeah, man. I mean, as long as you can keep the pressure on Athan, eventually he's going to crack. Like, that's what's going to happen. And I think Iowa has the ability to do that. It's just, I still think that Athan can be dangerous enough. And if Kirk Ciarrocca does have a Kirk Ciarrocca special, and that offense really just, is humming, and they can get ahead early, then it's going to be tough for Iowa to win this game. But
I think whoever gets ahead early is going to win this game.
Yeah. Whoever. I think
it's about who gets out of the gate first. Who gets? I think the first touchdown, maybe not first touchdown, but like, I think first one to like 13 wins.
Yep.
And then you end up with the game being, like I said, like 24-13 or something like that.
Yeah, just Athan's got to protect the ball, and Iowa's got to rush the quarterback. Like, that's what it's going to come down to, in my opinion. Here.
And Gronowski has to be able to hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been bad. He's really got to be a little better. And I think he can be against this leaky Rutgers defense, but we got to see it.
Yep. Well, and that's just it. Like, that's why this game is going to be so interesting, man, because I don't trust the Rutgers defense. I don't trust Rob Smith to have a good game plan for anybody. I don't care what team he's coaching for. And I think Iowa and Kirk Ferentz can take advantage of that. And Tim Lester, I think, is smart enough to figure that out too. It's just, if Karnowski can play okay, I think Iowa wins this game. If Rutgers defense can play okay, I think Rutgers wins this game.
Yeah. No, I think you're exactly right. I had a really hard time with this one, John.
Yeah, it's coin flippy for me, man.
Yeah, it's super coin flippy. Here's the thing. Kirk Ferentz has hurt me too many times.
Yes.
This is not the kind of game that he loses. This game where the season's teetering on the brink and you've got a team that's pretty good, but probably not quite as talented as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the games where Kirk shows up and makes you miserable.
Yep.
And he wins. So I think Rutgers has a shot in this game. They do if they get ahead early, but I can't predict them to win because to me, this screams Kirk Ferentz finds a way to win this game.
Yeah.
If Iowa loses this game, the season is like almost over.
Yeah.
Because they'd be 2-2. And they got Indiana next week.
Mm-hmm.
You better beat Rutgers. That's what I'm saying. You better beat Rutgers. What do you have for a score, John?
I'm in a similar spot with this game. I definitely see a route where Rutgers wins this game. I definitely do. I would not be surprised if they did. But you're right. Our experience and our trauma, I guess, with Kirk Ferentz makes me. I feel like I can't not pick Iowa at this point. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think the fact that Iowa's a 2.5 point favorite makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go with Iowa, but I think it's going to be an ugly game. I have it 17-13 Iowa.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's pretty close. I've got Iowa 20, Rutgers 16.
Okay.
I think Rutgers moves the ball, but I think, they get 1 touchdown and 3 field goals instead of getting 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the difference.
I just feel like Rutgers is going to make a stupid mistake and kick it to Caden Weegan. He's going to either house it or get it to like the 10-yard line or whatever and get it in the red zone, and then Iowa runs it in or something.
It feels like a game where Iowa scores on defense or special teams.
Yep. Yes, it does.
Yep. And that's how they win.
Yep.
Kirk Ferentz made a Faustian pact in the late 90s.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Right on. Okay. Moving on. The rest of these games will be played on Saturday, September 20th. We have, John, this game. This is not the biggest game of the week, but it is a game we've been talking about for a long time.
Yep.
And we've got the Maryland Terrapins, 3-0, going to Camp Randall, take on the 2-1 Wisconsin Badgers. This is an 11 a.m. game on NBC or Peacock. Here's what I don't get. If it's on NBC or Peacock, I'm watching it on NBC because Peacock is a mess.
Yep.
It's a mess of an app. It's terrible. Yep. The functionality is awful. So if you're going to put them on both, nobody's like, I guess I'll watch the game on Peacock then. No, you're watching it on NBC.
Yeah.
So I think that all is weird. The line is Wisconsin by 9.5. John, am I crazy or is that way too many points for this game?
I think it's too many points. I definitely do. I don't like. We've talked about it a little bit prior to us recording here. I don't see Wisconsin being able to put up that many points. They haven't proven to me that they can do that against a quality opponent.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they haven't passed the ball really well at all. Mm-hmm. I guess Vinny Anthony's had his moments,
mm-hmm.
but the more concerning thing is the running game.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of who they played so far. I mean, Alabama was tough, right?
Yep.
But those other two teams were terrible. And their backs, Jones and Dupree, are averaging like 4.5 yards a carry, which is like good enough if you can do that against a Big Ten defense.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that will work against a Big Ten defense or not. It didn't. They were like 2.7 yards per rush against Alabama last week.
Yeah.
Now, Maryland's not Alabama.
Nope.
So I'm not saying that, but it feels a little disrespectful. And I got to be honest, John, I'm worried if Billy Edwards can't play in this game.
Yeah.
I'm worried a little bit about the Badgers because Danny O'Neal's been okay, but he's just not as dynamic with his arm and stuff as Billy Edwards is.
Yeah. I think, look, we both know that Maryland, a Mike Locksley team is not going to recruit or have the dudes on either line of scrimmage, right. Defensive or offensive line. So there is a shot for Wisconsin to be able to have a better running attack during this game.
Yes.
But Maryland always does pretty well generally in the secondary. So I expect them to be able to cover the receivers pretty well. But it's going to be a challenge watching that Wisconsin offense really have to go back to their roots and be this power run team and find that success. I think they can do it against this Maryland defensive line. But you are going to have to balance it out a little bit with the pass game.
Yeah.
And I don't trust Danny O'Neal right now. And honestly, I'm not even, as you well know, a huge fan of Billy Edwards Jr. either to always make the best decisions. I think he probably has the better arm, but
yes.
Still, and he's been out for a few weeks, so how's he going to look? How hurt is he? Is he going to be dinged up for the rest of the season?
Is he even going to play? We don't know for sure that he's going to play. I mean, the injury report doesn't come out till 2 hours before each game.
Yeah. Well, and then you look across, you look at Malik Washington, who's looked fantastic.
Oh, as a freshman quarterback, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he's incredible. He's definitely another Talia Tagovailoa type of quarterback. Yep. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He's hard to bring down. Yes, he makes some freshman mistakes.
He's physically bigger than
he is.
Talia.
Yeah, he's a big
dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude. So so he's tougher to bring down. But I think, and again, but then we have to bring into the conversation Maryland's offensive line, because I don't trust their O-line either, and I do trust Wisconsin's defensive line. So there's just so many factors why this is such an interesting game. Yeah. Again, just like Rutgers and Iowa, which part of these teams is going to show up and be just even okay, because if for whatever reason Maryland can block well enough through this game on the offensive line, I think Maryland could win this game. And if Wisconsin somehow can, throw it through the air and their defense, and they can stop Malik Washington, well, then Wisconsin can win this game. So it's going to be who shows up, who's ready to play. I do think 9.5 points is too much.
It's downright disrespectful, I think.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I get Wisconsin's at home, but I think it's too much, man. I just,
me too.
And maybe we could be proven wrong here, but I think that Maryland offense is just too volatile, too effective. So
I also think, let's say Wisconsin dominates this game. Right.
Yeah.
Maryland could backdoor cover really easily for 9.5 points.
Oh, yeah.
They could be down 16 and score a meaningless touchdown in the fourth quarter and cover.
Yeah.
So we don't bet. We're not really concerned about that. But I'm just saying, that's a thing. I mean, it's all about Washington and how does he stand up to the first, Big Ten quality defense he's seen.
Yep.
And can he make good decisions, or is he going to throw the ball into harm's way and Wisconsin's going to force a couple turnovers? Because if Wisconsin does win big, I think it's because they forced some turnovers and scored off of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I could see happening.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, this is a really interesting one, John. I'm picking Wisconsin, but like you, I don't feel great about it.
Yeah.
So I think this is something like Wisconsin 23, Maryland 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty similar. I feel if I'm going to feel good about Wisconsin for the rest of the season, I need to see that run game look dominant.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the whole game, but I need to see at least 2 quarters where they look like they can run the ball at will.
Yeah.
And if I don't see that this game, then I still think the rest of the season is very, very scary in a lot of ways. Like, and because other than Vinny Anthony, I don't think the receivers are that great. And even Vinny Anthony seems to be up and down. So, Wisconsin's got to prove it on the ground. I have Wisconsin winning this game. I think at home in Camp Randall, it's very tough. I think they're going to be up for this. I think Fickle knows that this is a must-win game because it absolutely
it's
is.
Absolutely a must-win game.
If he loses this, I mean, they're already, a lot of fans are very disgruntled and not wanting him there at this point. But like, if he loses this game, the Badger fans will be in an uproar.
If he loses this game, here's your rest of the schedule: at 21 Michigan versus Iowa versus number 1 Ohio State versus number 6 Oregon. Versus a dangerous Washington team at number 19 Indiana, hosting number 9 Illinois, and then the rivalry game at Minnesota.
Yeah.
They might not be favored in any of those games.
Yep.
There's a decent chance, depending on how Iowa looks this week.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they're not going to be favored in any of the rest of those games.
No.
Not saying they can't win a couple of them, but like, they're not going to be favored.
No.
So yeah, they have to beat Maryland. They have to get off on a good start. I'm with you. They have to show they can run the ball. The ball.
Yeah, I see this as another close game. I think it's going to be Wisconsin 20, Maryland 13. At this point, maybe Maryland 16, maybe another field goal, but I think it's going to be a little bit back and forth, going to be scary most of the game, and then Wisconsin maybe pulls away at the end. So,
all right.
Yep.
Moving right along, we have the number 6, not number 1. The number 6 Oregon Ducks are hosting 3-0, are hosting the 0-3 Oregon State Beavers.
Mm-hmm.
John, Oregon State is not just a bad group of 5 team. They're one of the worst group of 5 teams in the country.
Yeah.
They got run off the field by Cal. They lost by 2 scores to Fresno State. They got run off the field by Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I feel for what's happened. I went out to Corvallis and saw the Gophers play there, and it was 2017 or 18, I forget.
Yeah.
And we won pretty handily, and their program wasn't in a great spot, but they had a lot of fans. They really cared. You know, they showed up. The campus was live. People were talking about football. Like, they love the Beavers in Corvallis, and it sucks, but they're just, I think until the Pac reforms, it's got to be really hard to recruit not being in a conference.
Yeah.
And the Pac will reform next year, and then they'll have a conference. But like right now, if you're deciding between like Oregon State or Washington State and like a MAC or Sunbelt team, the MAC or the Sunbelt team might be the better option because they have more stability in like what's happening going forward. So
yeah,
I think once they reform the Pac-12, which I think is next year.
Yeah, I think so.
Then these teams should be able to, they're not going to get back to power conference level rosters because they're just not, but they could get to be better group of 5 level rosters.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, man, this just isn't really fair because Oregon State is in a place where they can't recruit, and Oregon is in a place where they can recruit as well as anybody in the country with unlimited money.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough. And I mean, the spread is 34.5, and that sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah. I think, look, just watching the game last week against Texas Tech and kind of looking through some stuff through the last few games here with Oregon State, like, I think Oregon is going to, I mean, they're going to be able to run the ball on them. Oregon State cannot tackle this year. They have such a hard time tackling. And then as far as Oregon on defense, if you can just keep Malik Murphy from using his legs on from scrambling, then you'll be fine. I think that's it. They don't have a run game. Their pass game is very unimpressive. Malik Murphy is not accurate.
There's a reason Duke got rid of him.
Yeah. So I think as long as you can keep Malik Murphy from scrambling, you're going to be fine. I mean, I think they're going to be fine either way. But yeah, this shouldn't be much of a contest at all. I think Oregon absolutely runs away with this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Dan Lanning eventually calls off the Dogs. I got it like 48-10.
That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had 48 to 9.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I don't trust this this Oregon State team at all, man. It's a mess in Corvallis.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's sad what's happened to Wazoo and Oregon State. I feel bad for them. I really do. So yeah, let's move on to the next game. Oh, John, we just lost John, but I'm sure he'll be back in a second. Next up, we have the number 21 Michigan Wolverines, and he's back. Number 21 Michigan Wolverines, 2-1, heading out to play the 3-0 Nebraska Cornhuskers in Lincoln. This is a 2:30 p.m. game on CBS. Cue the horns. The line is Michigan by 1.5. Started out as Michigan at 2.5. Mm-hmm. So the line has moved in Nebraska's direction. John, this game is perplexing to me.
Yeah.
Because you've got Michigan who can run the ball a little bit, but like the passing game's been terrible so far.
So far, yes.
I think Michigan needed to do better in the portal at wide receiver. I think the fact that they're expecting Donovan McCulley to be a number 1 receiver, which is not anything I think he's ever shown he's capable of being, is kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, I think the way Penn State went out and got a bunch of wide receivers, I think Michigan should have gone out and gotten a few wide receivers too, but they just didn't.
Yep.
And I'm just going to say last year, Sharon Moore thought he was good enough at quarterback and didn't get a quarterback. This year, he thought he was good enough at wide receiver and didn't get wide receivers outside of McCulley, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pattern.
Yep.
It's a pattern that Sharon Moore seems to have issues evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of his own team in the offseason. And that worries me. And the fact that Bryce Underwood went 9 of 24 against Oklahoma worries me.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to pick Michigan in this game. And here's the thing. Nebraska gave up, 7 yards a rush to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
So you've got Michigan. They're going to want to show up and just run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Nebraska. They can't really run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're 122nd in like running success rate or something like that in the country, or yards before contact, one of those running stats.
Yeah.
So their offensive line is not like getting off the ball and pushing people. They're doing okay in pass protection.
Yeah.
But they're not like moving people off the ball in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got 2 pretty good defenses, and you've got a team that can probably run the ball, but I don't know if they can throw the ball. And then you've got a team that can probably throw the ball, but I don't know. I don't think they can run the ball.
Yeah. It's
going to be low scoring is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring too. I agree. I think it's just to go back and focus a little bit more on Michigan and Sharon Moore. It's like the fact that you have a former offensive coordinator who seems to be incapable of consistently evaluating an offense is very scary.
It's terrifying. It's not like Bryce Underwood was like a good eval. Everybody thought Bryce Underwood, he's the number 1 recruit in the country. Everybody thought he was great.
Yeah.
But like, you got to be able to evaluate the guys, like who's good and who's only okay on your team. And you have to you have to know those things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you can't be surprised in September at who can't play.
Yeah. Like
it seems like Sharon Moore has been surprised 2 Septembers in a row with the guys that couldn't play. John, I'll admit, I do hate Michigan. Respect you all, but I do hate Michigan. But I'm pulling for Michigan in this game. But at the same time, I think Nebraska's going to
win. And we're never going to hear the end of it.
Dude, if Nebraska wins, if Nebraska beats Michigan, their next several games are hosting Sparty at Maryland, at Minnesota versus Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 out of the 4 next games are games they should probably win handily. And then you got Minnesota on a Friday night, and you see how that goes.
Yep.
But if Nebraska, all that's left, really tough games, USC, Penn State, Minnesota, Iowa. If Nebraska gets through this game and wins, they have a real shot to make the playoff.
Yeah.
And I've pumped the brakes on the Nebraska hype for years. If they somehow win this game, they are in the playoff hunt.
Yeah. No, I agree. And look, we've pumped the brakes for years, but we have been saying, coach, so like it's, what do I think that this is like could this be a turnaround game and for their entire program? Yes. And if they do, then Matt Rule is going to be on track, I think, for like what people were predicting. Year 3 is when it happens.
Winning 9 or 10 games. Yeah.
Yeah. And it could happen. And that wouldn't surprise me because, again, like we've been saying, Nebraska fans, don't get us wrong. We actually think Matt Rule is a good coach. And we've been saying that since he showed up in Lincoln. Yeah. We've been saying this.
He's an extremely good coach.
Just reminding you, because I know whatever. You have your thoughts and feelings. But I think I could see Michigan losing this game. I could. I could. This is going to be back and forth. I think the line is pretty solid at 2.5, in favor of Michigan as of right now. But like I could see it going either way. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think this is going to be, like you said, who can show up, I think defensively and who can actually establish the run. And if Nebraska can find a way to establish the run to complement that pass game, I think that Nebraska will have the edge. Same thing with Michigan. If they can establish a run and Bryce Underwood can be okay, then that's it. It's whoever has the more balanced offense is going to win this game. I think on the line of scrimmage, I think they're both pretty even right now. I mean, I'd say obviously Michigan's
more talented, but they're rebuilding.
They're rebuilt. Exactly. And I think this is a game, Nebraska at home in Memorial Stadium. It's going to be rocking. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be tough. This is going to be a tough win if Michigan picks it up. I don't think either team is going to run away with it here. No. I just don't. So I'm going to actually pick Nebraska to win this game.
God, we're both picking Nebraska. Are you kidding me?
I know. I don't trust Sharon Moore, dude. That's really what it is.
I don't either.
It's not the talent, like you said. I don't trust the head coach at Michigan. I don't. I think Sharon Moore was a bad hire, and I don't think he's going to be there very long. I don't.
He needs to use Bryce Underwood in the running game more.
Yes, and I think he's going to.
He can't be afraid to run him.
I think that's the plan. From what I've been hearing, that's like they've basically just given Underwood the go ahead. Like anytime you see an opening, just go. That's what they've said. So,
but I want to see design QB runs. I want to see QB power. I want to see read option. I want to see like him be a number in the run game consistently, so that Nebraska can't just tee off on their running backs.
Yeah. Well,
no, I've got Nebraska 20, Michigan 16.
Okay.
I really hope I'm wrong.
Well, I've got Nebraska 17, Michigan 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think it's going to be ugly and very low scoring, and everyone's going to be sitting on the edge of their seats the entire time.
Yeah, it's going to come down to like turnovers and special teams.
Yep.
It's going to be that kind of thing, I think, where it could hinge on that kind of stuff. Right on. All right, moving on. I can't believe we're both picking Nebraska to beat a ranked team. It's wild.
Don't forget this. Don't forget that,
Husker fans. Oh, we both cut out there for a second. You good?
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're muted. Okay, no, you're better.
Yep.
All right, that was weird. We buffered for a second. We'll try to edit that out.
Yep.
We've got the 2-1 Purdue Boilermakers going to South Bend to play the number 24 0-2 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This is a 2:30 game on NBC or Peacock. The line is Notre Dame by 26.5.
A winless team in the top 25.
0-2, and they're in the top 25. Right.
Yeah,
so if anyone tells you the AP poll is not just a brand poll, it's just a brand poll.
It's a brand poll. Yep.
Because like you can't put a team in who hasn't won a game yet. We're in week 4 of the season.
Yep.
And you're going to rank a team that hasn't won a game yet?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Now, that said, Notre Dame is going to roll here.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
But here's the thing I will say. Notre Dame's passing game has been pretty good this year, but their running game has not been as good as it was. Their running game was so dominant last year, and they have the same running backs back. They have Jeremiah Love, arguably the most talented running back in college football, and they're struggling to run the ball a little bit.
Yeah, like Love and Price are good. I think Price actually looks better than Love at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that because Jeremiah Love looked unstoppable all of last year.
Yeah. I will say though, with as far as Notre Dame's quarterback, he does sometimes puts the ball in dangerous places. He has thrown some game defining interceptions from time to time. So like I think that could be problematic here. I trust Purdue's defense to like capitalize on that? Not now. But there are spots. There are some weaknesses with this Notre Dame team. And the other thing too, Notre Dame,
the quarterback's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, and I think Notre Dame's defense as well. Like I think they're solid against the run, but through the air they can be picked apart from time to time. They're not as stout, I think, in their secondary, and they have a little trouble containing a mobile quarterback.
Which is what they're playing this week in Ryan Brown.
Exactly. So there's a slight shot that if Purdue plays a perfect game and things just go their way, I think that an upset could happen. Do I expect it? Heck no. But it's not without possibility, I guess.
I think the line's kind of high. 26.5.
Yeah.
A lot of points.
Yeah.
I think I would have put it closer to like 21.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think the main thing to take out of this is that Purdue, even though they're probably not going to win this game, they are improved. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they're going to fight, and it'll be interesting to see if they can fight hard enough to make it interesting in the first half.
Yeah.
Before Notre Dame, probably, out talents them and wears them down a little bit.
And I think that's what's inevitably going to happen, but I could see Purdue putting a little bit of a scare into the Irish in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
And still seeing, even if that happens, if somehow this ends up being a close win for Notre Dame, the Irish will all of a sudden go from 24 to like 18 for whatever reason.
I know, man. I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to rank a team that's 0-2 in week 4. I just don't understand it. Yep. Like I know they were close games and I know they were against good teams, but like give credit to teams that are actually playing well, not just the teams whose brand you like. Like, I'm not sure if Michigan should be ranked either after the way they got rocked by Oklahoma.
I'm not sure either, dude. Like, I think it's right that USC finally cracked into the top 25, but like, and where's Nebraska? Like, why shouldn't they be in there as well? And again,
well, if they win this week, they will be.
They will be, and they should be, and I hate saying that, but here we are,
I know, dude. I'm definitely cheering for Michigan in that game, but I think Nebraska is going to pull it out.
I'm cheering for the asteroid. I think I'd love it if
that. I mean, me too. But look, I always cheer here. Here are my exceptions to when I cheer against Michigan, except for against Iowa, Wisconsin, and then I count new Big Ten members.
Fair.
Because Nebraska isn't really they're a Big Ten team, kind of, but not like traditionally.
Yeah.
So like if one of them has to win, I would rather it be Michigan than Nebraska, who's more of a Johnny-come-lately.
Sure. I gotcha.
But I'm with you. The asteroid would be preferable.
Yeah.
I love how I can't even laugh without coughing. That's really funny.
Ugh.
All right. Such is life.
Yep.
Next up, we have the game of the week, John.
Yeah.
The number 9 ranked 3-0 Illinois Illini going to Bloomington, take on the 3-0 number 19 ranked Indiana Hoosiers. This is a 6:30 p.m. game on NBC, or Peacock. I like to call it the Here Comes Saturday Night Game in honor of the theme song. And the line is Indiana by 5.5. Indiana's favored in this game by almost a touchdown. And that seems kind of disrespectful to Illinois. I thought this would be like 2.5 points.
Yeah. I think it's very disrespectful, to be honest with you.
If I'm Bielema, I've got that up in the locker room at the practice facility.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's no one more petty,
There's no
and more
question.
like
Yeah.
Like, just like, all right, let's do every little thing that we can do to motivate this team, and we're gonna blow their freaking doors off. Yeah, absolutely, dude. I think so.
Yeah. Like, I get that Indiana's at home. They should maybe be favored, but being favored by 5.5 seems like a lot.
Yeah.
So this is a two really contrasting styles, especially defensively.
Yeah.
So Indiana, it's funny because Cignetti seems really aggressive, but Indiana's a conservative defensive team. They like to keep everything in front of them. They like to play zone. They like to let stuff happen underneath and just say, you can drive the field, but inside the 20s, we're going to inside the 25 or so, we're going to shut you down. We're going to tighten things up and whatever. Whereas Illinois, John, I don't know if you know this. Illinois is blitzing. What percentage of downs do you think Illinois is blitzing on?
60. 60%.
They are sending an extra rusher 60% of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's aggressive.
Wow.
That's saying we think our guys can match up with your guys on the outside, and we're gonna attack you.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Okay.
So it is a real contrast of styles, and then on the other side, you've got Illinois on the offense with kind of a controlled passing game and kind of an outside running game, because Illinois hasn't really run the ball well in between the tackles this year for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't last year either. So that's been like kind of consistent with these offensive linemen, that they can run outside, but they struggle to run inside a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Indiana, who's going to hit you with every kind of RPO there is.
Yeah.
Indiana is going to, like I said, in Curt Cignetti in 2025 is like PJ Fleck was in 2018, 2019, where he never saw RPO he didn't like.
Yep.
True. And it's working. So great.
Yeah.
I went back and forth on this one a lot, John. I just think both teams are pretty good defensively. Both teams can score points. Both teams, I know Illinois played Duke, but Duke turned it over 5 times in that game. Neither team has been truly tested yet. So the winner of this game has an inside track to make the college football playoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely believe that. The winner of this game, because Illinois and Indiana both have favorable schedules this year. So if, you can win this game Saturday, you're a playoff contender.
Yeah.
But if you lose next week, Indiana has Iowa and then Oregon. And Illinois next week has USC. So, and USC's on fire right now. USC looks awesome. Their passing game, they have great receivers. Like, it's all working for them. So you really got to win this game if you're either team, if you want to stay in the thick of the playoff hunt right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just comes down to who do you trust at head coach right now at this stage of the season. And for me, I'm leaning Bret Bielema. I just am. And I know we've just had a longer amount of time with this man, ruining our lives many times. And I just think in games like this is when Bret shows up. And not to say this is not a slight at Curt Cignetti at all. I mean, fantastic what he's done. Obviously, his track record as well shows that he's a winner. He's fantastic. Yeah. I just think in the Big Ten, and this is, I know that all Hoosier fans are going to take this as a slight. It's not. I just think Bielema has the experience in this conference that wins games like this. Could I see Indiana winning this game? 100%. Yeah. I'm just leaning towards Illinois. I just think that they're going to be, I think they have the ability to be the tougher team to outlast Indiana.
Yeah, I currently have Bielema and Cignetti 1 and 2 on my Big Ten head coach power rankings.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Day. No offense to Ryan Day. Yeah. But it's you or I could win 10 games at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Without too much study. It wouldn't be that hard.
Yep.
So I do think I do have those guys raised slightly above Day, just barely though, because Day's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, Ohio State fans. So I don't think the coaching experience is what differentiates it for me, but it is about experience. Fernando Mendoza is a first-year starter in this offense.
Yeah.
He played for Cal last year, but this is his first year in Bloomington in this offense. Luke Altmaier has been playing in this offense for 4 years. He's been starting for now. This is his 3rd year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Straight year starting.
Yeah.
I trust Luke Altmaier in a big game. 100%. I trust him to not turn the ball over. I trust him to make the right reads, to make checks at the line and get them into and out of the right plays. I trust him to do those things.
Yep.
I'm not saying Fernando Mendoza won't make plays. He's extremely talented. He will make plays. I don't know if he will be as consistent as Altmaier is throughout the game. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really close game.
Yeah.
But I've got Illinois. Well, let's see. I'm going to say Illinois 27, Indiana 24.
Okay. I think it's a really close game too. I think it's going to be a little I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. I have Illinois 23, Indiana 16.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be defensive. I just think it's not only the quarterbacks. I trust Illinois' defense. The experience on that defense is fantastic, and I do think that's why they can get away with blitzing so much.
Because their DBs are so good.
They're so good. So
they're so good, and I think they will neutralize. I'm not saying they'll neutralize Elijah Surratt, because Elijah Surratt you're not going to stop him.
No,
but if they can slow him down a little bit,
yeah.
And he got banged up last week too. Have you heard anything about his health?
I have not. I haven't heard anything about that.
I assume he's playing, but yeah, they need him. They need him to be the guy. I mean, this is the game of the week.
Yep.
And it's up to. I do think it comes down to Omar Cooper and Elijah Surratt and EJ Williams against that Illinois secondary.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Illinois pulls it out, and if Illinois pulls it out, man, look out, world.
Yep.
Head into the playoff. Probably.
Well, we called it. We said
we did. We called them. We predicted they'd go 10-2, and right now they're right on pace to do that. But obviously, it's a long season. A lot of things can happen. Not saying it's a guarantee or anything. They're going to do that. Even if they beat Indiana, they could theoretically lose to USC and Ohio State and Washington, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
it's
maybe,
possible.
but if they win this game, I think Illinois, the winner of this game, has a really good shot at the college football playoff.
Yeah.
And is very much in the Big Ten title race.
As they should be. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this will be, John, we've been talking about this game since January.
I know. I'm looking. I can't wait.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see it. It's gonna be awesome. All right, moving on. We have the 2-0 Washington Huskies taking on the 2-1 Washington State. Did I just forget their mascot? Cougars. Oh my goodness, the Washington State Cougars. God, I didn't mean to forget you that fast, Washington State. I know after I talked about what had happened to them, to kind of forget about them like that. Washington State is better than Oregon State, but they're still not very talented.
I mean, they got blown out by North Texas.
They got blown out by North Texas. They barely beat, what was it, Idaho
State, and but they played well against San Diego State. So
yes, they did play well against San Diego State, but San Diego State also isn't very good.
No.
Yeah, man, I think that Washington is going to light up the scoreboard here.
Yeah, I think they will.
I don't think there's going to be any stopping Damon Williams.
No. And look, just against North Texas, Washington State only ran for 64 yards on the ground. And Jackson Potter, he threw for 139 yards, but threw 3 interceptions. So, dude, it's gonna get ugly real fast. It's gonna same thing. I think it's gonna be a similar outcome with Oregon State. Washington State unfortunately just can't compete at this level right now, and I agree. I think it's the same problem, not being in a conference. They can't keep recruits. They can't keep people. They're just going to continue to spiral, unfortunately, for now. I mean, I know they pulled out 2 wins already this season, but to get beat 59-10 to North Texas scored 4 touchdowns. Their quarterback, Drew Meestmaker, scored 4 touchdowns in the first half.
Rough.
and then
That's rough.
they just ran the ball the second half, and they still scored 17 points in the second half. Like, yeah, dude, like it's bad. I think Washington State is just going to get absolutely demolished by Washington. So.
Yeah, I've got the Huskies 42, Cougars 6. What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly I feel like that's even low. I've got Washington, let's say 56 to Washington State, maybe 3 if they're lucky.
Yeah, you could be right. It's gonna be real ugly.
Maybe 6 if they get an extra field goal in there. But yeah, man, like it's gonna be ugly. I think they're gonna get demolished. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah,
for sure.
Sorry, Cougars.
All right, last game on the slate. We have the 3-0 Michigan State Spartans going out west to the Coliseum to take on the number 25 ranked USC Trojans. This is a 10 p.m. Central game on Fox.
Battle for Helen of Troy. That's what this is.
Well, so I saw so I can't remember who, sorry about that, but on Twitter, and his idea for a trophy game, like we had talked about doing Helen of Troy and having like a Helen of Troy from each school.
Yeah.
This idea on Twitter I saw was even better. It was saying instead of the winner getting the trophy, have a big wooden horse.
Yes.
Like the Trojan horse, the actual Trojan horse.
Yeah.
And then the loser gets the trophy.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
That'd be funny, right?
That's awesome.
It's like you don't want to have it. It'd be the first trophy game where if you win you don't get it and you're happy about it.
But you have to display it as like
you have to display it. You have to display it until you play again.
Yeah, like that's awesome. You want the empty trophy case. I love that. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. I think that would be funny. I'm sure it's never going to happen. But I think that would be funny. USC is favored by 17.5 in this game. I would say that's too much, man, but you're asking, I think, isn't East Lansing on Eastern time?
Yeah, I think so.
So this is an 11 p.m. local kick for them?
Yeah, that's right.
Yikes. We've already seen last week, saw what happens sometimes to teams.
Yep.
When they go out west and have the big time gap and have to play late at night. At a time when their body's not used to doing stuff, you come out kind of slow.
Yep.
So that is my fear, that Sparty comes out slow in this game. And if you come out slow against USC, you're dead.
Yep.
Because with those receivers, man, and at the level, we might have to eat crow. We'll see. Not yet, but Jaden Mayava looks really good.
He does. He
looks really good. He's making better decisions. He's pretty accurate on deep balls.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect at all. And, I guess, John, we might have been wrong about him. I mean, he's already got almost 1,000 yards passing, 69% completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I agree.
14.1 yard average. So that's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Aiden Childs looks better as well. He's making fewer mistakes this year. He's putting the ball in better places. He's completing over 70% of his passes right now, which is really good. He's only thrown 1 pick through 3 games, which isn't bad. Yeah, man, I think Aiden Childs is better. The thing is Sparty going to be able to run the ball here?
Yeah.
Because, we know Nick Marsh can do stuff. We know Amari Kelly can do stuff. Those are good receivers. Can they run the ball at all? Because if Sparty can't run the ball, then I think they're in trouble.
Well, it's up to that offensive line, man. They have the backs to do it. They just need the guys to be able to block for the run and open up some holes for them, because that's the thing. And if you can take some of that pressure off of Aiden Childs, I think Michigan State has a legitimate shot here. Defensively too, I got to see Sparty step it up and get some pressure. They have not gotten pressure since Joe Rossi took over. No, they're not. And so I think they might be okay from time to time covering downfield, but I just don't. You need to see that. You need to get to Mayava. You can't give him so much time. No. So I'm going to pick USC in this game no matter what, I think, but it depends on how close the game is, and so if Sparty can step up, like we just talked about with the run game, and get a little bit of pass rush. This could be a real game. But
yeah,
if not, yeah, I mean USC is going to throw all over them, and it's going to go get ugly pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good feel for this game. I'm going to say USC 30, Sparty 17. I think Michigan State plays better than people think, at least early in the game.
Yeah.
But eventually that depth at wide receiver comes into play. And I'm just not convinced that Michigan State's going to be able to run the ball that well.
Yeah.
This D'Anton Lynn defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah. I've got USC 38 and Michigan State 24.
Okay.
I think Michigan State does eventually show up, but it could be garbage time. I think their offense is going to look more competitive. I do think that the pass game will probably look pretty decent. I think Childs will make some things happen, and maybe the run game looks good for about a half. But I just don't. Yeah, I think they're just the talent at USC is gonna overtake, and eventually probably by the second half you'll see USC pull away and they'll be in control. So
if Sparty was more dynamic on defense, I think this would be a closer game. Yep. But I just don't think that Michigan State defense is good enough yet to really slow down a Trojan offense for 4 quarters.
I agree. Well, on that note, I think that both fan bases need to get together and make something happen for a trophy game. This just it's too obvious.
Either have a Helen of Troy from each school from a raffle, like you said. I think that's a really good idea. Mm-hmm. Or else do the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
It's all out there for you.
Yep.
Make it happen.
Make it happen, guys.
All right, John, we got through all the Big Ten games in under an hour.
I know. Well,
that's how that's a lot of teams are on bye.
Yeah.
There's like 5 teams on bye.
Yeah.
So that helps. But yeah, this is a short pod for us. Good for us.
Yeah. It's amazing. Look at us.
Awesome.
Well, both of us have been sick, so let's give us some extra time to rest and get some other things done today. So, all right, guys. Well, if you want to find We Live for Saturday, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podcast Addict. You can find us on Twitter at We Live for B1GSat. You can find Mike at Alibaba26. You can find me, John, at Norwegian Gopher. And you can email us, We Live for Saturday, B1G@gmail.com. Again, please follow, like, subscribe, tweet, retweet, all that good stuff, especially here on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, I hope everybody has an awesome weekend of football. I've got 2 really hard days. Thursday and Friday are going to be really hard, but my goal is to be done by the time Rutgers, Iowa starts tomorrow night.
Yes.
I want to be done with all my stuff for the week by the time Rutgers, Iowa kicks off. That's my goal. So I hope you can all make it so you can watch football. I hope I can make it so I can watch football. I think I will. Yeah. But it's been a crazy week. So love all of you out there. Thanks for listening. And we will hope your team wins this weekend. And we're on bye, so it doesn't matter. We can't lose. So, I hope your team wins this weekend, and we will see you in the next one.
Okay.